Okay, so what's going on with the housing market in 2023, especially compared to 2022? Well, a lot of people are asking that question saying, Brian, I'm Brian Chandler with Remax Alliance coming to you from South Denver Metro. Uh, if we want to sell a house now, what's our home worth? And last year it was worth so much, the neighbors were selling for this much. Can we still get that same amount of money? Well, in most situations coming into this time of year, which is May 2023,
The likelihood is no.
homes appreciated. And there's several factors, right? We often looked at inventory levels, number of buyers in the marketplace, mortgage interest rates, inflation, so many things that came into play. So let's kind of break them down a little bit. First of all, beginning of 2022, we saw the ending of an unbelievable market after the pandemic. We saw home appreciation from 20, 30, 70% in some markets over a 2 year period of time. So obviously there was a scramble. As you guys know, buyers were making multiple offers on properties, competing 30 offers on a property or more, buying properties for 50,000, 100,000 over asking price. So that was a pretty common occurrence and very frustrating for buyers, great for home sellers, and a lot of them put their homes on the market thinking, I'm going to capitalize on the equity. And that was a wise thing in most situations. Some were like, we're going to wait while home values are going up. Why would I sell a stock that's going up? And that has some value to that thought as well. However, when we looked at March, April, and May, all of a sudden we saw interest rates going up from 2.9 to 4 to 5 to 5.5 to 6 to almost 7% by the time we were in June. And that caused the buyers to put on the brakes. Wait a minute, we're just going to be paying like $700 a month more for the same house that we could have bought 3 months ago. And that's true. I get it, right? So, and sellers are thinking, wow, maybe I better get my home on the market now before the home prices start going back down. And that's logical thinking as well. So how do we deal with that? So we saw that inventory levels started to increase because buyer activity was decreasing. And then along with the higher interest rates, as we got through the end of the year, into fall, into the winter, which is traditionally a slower time of year anyway, we were seeing that home prices now had decreased in the last part of 2022. And going into the beginning of 2023, we started off a little slow in January, to be quite honest with you. And everyone was like, wait to spring, people are going to put their homes on the market, and there'll be more inventory, and buyers will have a better choice of things to choose from. That actually took place in the winter of 2022, folks, because now as we got into February, March, April, and May currently, we are seeing inventory levels lower than they were this time last year in 2022. So buyers are coming up in the market. They're finding good vehicles with mortgage loans, what they call buy downs, 3-2-1 buy downs, 2-1 buy downs. We've got buyer assisted down payment programs and different types of things that it would enable them to get a lower monthly payment, even though the interest rates are higher. However, the home prices for the most part are lower. In our market, we probably saw home values on the average for Douglas County, Colorado, drop about $40,000 from the average sales price. So buyers had an opportunity now to come back into the market. However, inventory level is lower than it was the same time last year. So they're like, great, here we are again, making multiple offers on properties that we really like. And sellers are in the situation we're saying, Brian, we'd like to move, we want to upsize, we want to downsize, but if we sell our house, inventory levels are at record low, can we find a house? And that's a really good question, because right now inventory levels here are about at 1.5 months. They need to be about 6 months in order to have what we call a balanced market between a buyer's market and a seller's market. We're far off from that, folks, which means for the most part, it's going to stay in a seller's market. So we are seeing home prices start to appreciate once again, which is a concern for sellers. Yeah, they can get a little more equity on the net proceeds on the sale of their home. However, when they go to find a home, they're like, are we going to be out in the cold? Where are we going to live? Do we have to get an apartment? Do we have to put all that things in storage? What's the deal? So, I mean, that's a very valid question and concern. I think it's causing a lot of home sellers to kind of go,
Wait.
before we do something. And I get it, right? I've been doing this for over 45 years. I've been through a lot of markets. I tell people when I was 1981, when I bought my second home, my first mortgage was 17.75% interest on my first. And they're like, no way. It's like, yeah, way. And I had the seller carry a second for 10% of the purchase price at 14.25 for 3 years with a balloon payment due at the end. So yeah, I've been through some different marketplaces for sure. Yeah, so in 45 years of doing this, I've seen a lot of different marketplaces, and sellers do have a major concern right now. They're like, well, if we sell our house, yeah, we get a great price and we made money on it, but what are we going to buy? Can we find a home to buy? And that's a valid concern, and I get that question now so many times. And there is a solution though, right? And it's not something that works for everyone, but my suggestion is when you can show up to an offer and you're pre-qualified and you, for all intents and purposes, have money in your hand ready to go, you carry more clout than you do maybe some other buyers, especially in a competitive situation. Now, when you go to sell your house, what you would want to do in order to get top dollar is, of course, offer it to as many buyers as you possibly can, but you would want to make your offer, acceptance of their offer, contingent on you being able to find a new home. Now, not every buyer is going to go for that. If they like your neighborhood enough and they like your home enough, they may say, okay, how long do you need? And you may say, give us 30 days. And they may say, how about 2 weeks? So it becomes a negotiable situation again, right? But you will find some buyers, especially if they're like transferring in from out of state or they're currently in an apartment looking. A lot of people now are moving into areas saying, we're going to rent for a couple months, check out a few neighborhoods, see where we like, check out the schools, and then we're going to decide on a particular town or neighborhood and then focus on that. So you may find that you're attracting a buyer out there who's willing to accept your contingency, give you top dollar for your home, be able to secure the closing on it, and give you a month perhaps to go out and allow me to work for you and pound the pavement and find a new home for you to move into. So that's a viable solution that does exist. And if you're a home buyer, there are many programs out there currently that you can take advantage of that will help you with your monthly payments. There are buy downs. A seller can buy down your interest rate, example. There are adjustable rate mortgages, different than what they were back in the day, that will adjust. There are down payment assistance programs, especially for first-time buyers and for people in the medical industry, first responders, education, fire department. Those people all can get actually zero down payment loans through FHA. So I can tell you more about that too. Anyway, I hope you found this information informative and more positive than negative, because I think that there are opportunities right now for both buyers and sellers in the marketplace. In May 2023, I'm Brian Chandler again with RE/MAX Alliance here in the South Denver metro area. So until next time, check it out.